AITA for not answering when my husband called to speak to our kids before bed. I have a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old, so keeping them on a good sleep schedule is pretty important. Whenever my husband is away, he'll FaceTime with the kids for a little while. We agreed before he left that he would call at 6:30 p.m. my time, as their bedtime is around 8 p.m. He called late from the start, but he was always apologetic and said his meeting overran, so I let it go. At first, after the 4th time, I told him I wouldn't answer if he called later than 7:30 p.m. as it was ruining their sleep schedule, and he was calling later and later every day. I never answered when he called to speak to the kids for 3 days because he called after 7:30 p.m. and now he's angry at me even though I suggested he call earlier if that worked better for him, as it didn't. AITA? Ha. Tell him you'll revisit the rule after he takes the kids solo for 4 days. NTA. 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 He has no respect for how hard it is to get little kids to sleep and for how exhausting it is every single night. NTA. You're home alone with 2 little kids on your own for a week? For your sanity, you need their bedtime to go smoothly. Can you call him at 6:30 and have the kids leave him a message? And have him call to leave them a message they can listen to in the morning? NTA. Irresponsible to get the kids all worked up before bed. He should know the schedule and needs to respect the fact that the kids need routine. If he can't call at a reasonable time, that's his fault. I swear all these YTA answers cannot be parents, or they're way past the age of getting toddlers to bed every night. It's exhausting. You don't mess with routine. NTA. At that age, depending on the kids, that can mess them up for days. You and your husband know your kids best, and if it's a big deal or not. Try to take it easy on each other though. This is a tough time for a family. It's easier if you can both be supportive and gentle with each other. NTA. I think people voting otherwise really view a sleep schedule as a little more flexible, which is fine. But for some households, the sleep schedule is not flexible at all. I come from a family with several sets of twins. And believe me, those parents live and die by the schedule. They do not mess with the put-down routine. And they do not budge on the bedtime by a single minute. This is truly inconceivable for parents who play it even a bit more loose with their schedules. But parents have to do what works best for their own household. For the people pointing out that he is calling before their bedtime, I would have to wonder if they have kids at all. The put down can be one of the worst parts of the day with kids. There is a reason it is a traded-off chore in many equal parenting households. It's a whole routine. Perhaps a bath, followed by PJs. Then a 5-minute cuddle in the rocking chair. Then you read 2 books. Then into bed, where it is 3 kisses on the forehead, 4 good nights, a hug, 5 air kisses, a spin, a flicker of the lights, then a shut door, followed by being called back into the room 5 seconds later for a glass of water and something they just remembered they had to tell you before they go to sleep. There are memes about these last few minutes before actual shut-eye. The other parent repeatedly calling in to rile the kids up and throw us off schedule would piss me off. I understand and sympathize that he wants to see his kids. But you are the one left home alone to fully handle 2 young children. You have explained to him what he is doing makes this harder for you. He should respect what you are struggling with and try to find a different time to speak with the kids that doesn't add to your burden at a rough time of the day. NTA. Routines are important for toddlers' sleep schedules and keeping kids that age up just for a few more minutes to talk to daddy could mean over an hour more of time to get the kids settled back down. If he can't call before 7:30, He should at least be able to text you and let you know. Then maybe you could set up a time for him to FaceTime the kids in the morning. Or when he has a few minutes at dinner time. NTA, but may I suggest you have the kids send him a video message at 6:30 every day, and then he can send them one back in worst case they watch it the next day? Like a letter but videos instead. I couldn't handle my spouse traveling that much while our kids are so young personally. I hope you are able to work something out. I know with my youngest, no matter when he goes to bed, he is up between 306 to 30 am, and so if he stays up late he is just cranky the next day. I try hard not to mess with the sleep routine. So I sympathize with you there. I hope you can both find a compromise though, as they deserve to have that time with their dad if he travels as much as you stated on here. NTA. Sleep is important. And kids need schedules. It is unreasonable of him to expect you to keep the kids awake past their bedtime. Calling right before they go to sleep, or past their bedtime, will mess with their sleep schedules. He agreed to 6:30 p.m. And if that no longer works for him, he needs to find a time to call earlier in the day. Peeved. Everyone saying YTA is basically insinuating that you should be scheduling your toddler children around your adult husband. Perhaps aforementioned adult husband shouldn't be so mad that he's making promises he can't keep. NTA. NTA. Get him to call in the mornings before he starts work. Most kids that I know are usually awake early, even when we wish they weren't. NTA, because you say he's calling later and later every day. He can't step out for a bathroom break and call? NTA. Your husband had been notified several times about the schedule and he should already be aware of it as their father. Anyone who's had toddlers knows how important schedules are to their health and well-being. He can show respect and consideration for you and your plural children by calling before the nightly cutoff. NTA. You both agreed on a time. He is not upholding his part of the deal. Question. Do you call his home when he has the kids to say goodnight? Are the calls short? Why can't he just call earlier on the day and stop trying to wish them good night? Since he can't manage the 6:30 p.m. appointed time? Has he given a reason? Edited. Thanks R.O. Comner that explained they are a married couple. Husband should be more understanding in my opinion. He is away from home and mom is doing the work of a single mom when he is away. He did agree to the time. He could always leave a voicemail for kids to listen to in the AM. The wife could have the kids do the same for him. Compromise. Heart. NTA. Schedules are super important for small children. NTA. As their father he should understand why you're not answering. Maybe you guys can send videos back and forth instead of video calling. NTA. Anyone voting otherwise is mistaken in thinking that his wants are just as important as your children's needs. NTA. Sticking to a schedule is really important. Having quiet time before bed, such as reading or doing a quiet activity in bed, is important to start. Having kids rest and calm down to fall asleep soon. Keep it up. NTA. Keeping a toddler and a preschooler on a sleep schedule is tough enough without interruptions and disruptions to the schedule.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. AmITheAsshole is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.